this year, it's something I've really not played with much in the past, and I've been a little bit skeptical of in the past, if I'm honest, is using additives in my fishing. Because last year I got quite frustrated at mainly carp venues, if I'm honest, that I could have done little things to make a difference, but I could bring that to my F1 fishing as well. So by using additives, hopefully that's going to be the little push that I feel I need to give me a bit more confidence to get a few more bites. So what I'm after is choosing the right sort of additives to do the right thing. I'm not a believer for a second that there is a miracle bait that catches every fish in the lake because you put it on your bait. It doesn't exist. I mean, no matter what people will tell you. What I'm after is a bait that both gives me more confidence, but also can potentially make my bait work in different or better ways, which is what, for me, additives are all about. They're making my bait perform better than a plain bait straight from the bag could do. So for me, what that's all going back to is using liquids, mainly on my hard pellets. That's probably the main area for me that I've always used oil, if I'm honest, just specifically oil, to make them perform and behave in a better way. So by using oils that I've talked about plenty of times in the past, I can make a hard pellet stay as a hard pellet, make the breakdown of the pellet a lot slower. I can also make it sink a bit quicker because it's got a nice oily coating on it, and it's also a little bit more attractive to the fish. It definitely brings a few fish into my bag. The issue you have when using pellet oils at this time of the year on a few venues that remain hard pellet dominated is that the oils just simply don't work in the colder weather. That the fish don't find them appealing at all because they can't deal with them because of the colder temperatures. But also the oil just goes nasty. It sort of coagulates in the cold water and doesn't work, doesn't disperse into the water and do the job that it's meant to do, that it does in the summer months. So what I found is completely getting rid of that in the colder weather when I feel the temperature isn't good enough to use an oil, and instead swap into a glycerin-based liquid. Yeah, what this will do, it allows everything to work exactly the same as if I was using a hard pellet, so it still has the main three properties of attraction, slow breakdown, and making my pellet sink quickly, but this will disperse much better into the water and makes it more appealing to the fish. The fish will happily eat it, and they can eat plenty of it without filling themselves up or taking in things that they can't deal with, they can't digest because of the cold temperatures. So just by swapping to that, it's definitely made me have a better quality of pellet, if you like, or a better working pellet in them situations where a hard pellet is really, it's got to be the way to go. Many venues are when you go down the Midlands. Aside from me hard pellet venues, I've also been having a little bit of a play with normal additives as well, just in my other baits, just simply because, if I'm honest, they smell nice. You know what I mean? And why not? In these days, like I say, of fishery pellets where we're all using the same things, if I can just stand out that 1%, just by having my bait a little bit different and catch 1 or 2, 3, 4, who knows how many more fish, just because I've got my bait a little bit different to everyone else's, then why not? It gives me more confidence, it puts a couple more fish in me net, it's a winner for me, why not? I've been far too stubborn in years gone by in not using any additives, but now the days are definitely, we need to embrace the carp mentality, because these things, they definitely do make a difference. On what sort of scale, who knows, but they definitely make a difference to my fishing. So by using the normal water-based additives that I can dilute in water and then add them to whatever I want, literally my micro pellets, my expander pellets, my casters, whatever I want, just to give them a bit of a scent, that's definitely giving me a little bit of an edge over the winter months. Plus I've also got another little sneaky one that I like putting on my bread. I've talked about that before in the past, just putting a little bit of additive on my bread, more for the stickiness than anything. So spotted fin have done me a couple of real beauties that are really sticky, that keep that bread on when I'm dobbing it at long lengths and it's really susceptible to coming off. I've got a few little tricks to play with on that, but I'll touch on them in a bit more detail in future issues. But yeah, for me, that's basically it. I've covered all the little edges I think I need in the winter months that put a few more fish in my net. So have a go at a few of them and see if you can do the same for you.